So when you have your spinal column and thorax in the window here in your file, first thing you want to do is import your sound. So go under File, Import, and I'm looking inside my directory and I'm looking for a folder called Sound, because that's where I stored it. And what I've done is taken things apart. In other words, I took the whole soundtrack in Adobe Audition and I copied and pasted segments out according to what I wanted to use. So in this case, I'm looking for something called a wave file called Kyphotic Curve New. I say import, and now it shows up down here, and this is the wave format. Now sometimes you'll find you may not see it even though you imported it. So you have to go right mouse on the timeline, go under Sound, and say look for the actual title of the document you brought in. Okay. Another thing to look at, see that little option box there? Okay, that lets you get to the sound. And right now, that's the first sound I'm bringing in, the first segment of sound. So that's fine the way it is. It can come in by default. But you'll see later on, when we have additional soundtracks you might want to add, you'll have to fill the offset. So for example, this soundtrack ends and basically, see, it goes flatline here around 240. So if I said offset 240 for the next one, it would start there. If I don't, if I leave it at 0 and I import a second soundtrack, it will go right on top of the original. So we'll talk about that more as we get into other sound. Other thing to know about the sound, under the outliner, by default, outliner has this option, DAG objects only. And if you have that option selected, you can't find the sound. But if you instead unselect it or deselect that, you should be able to find someplace in here a sound icon. And I'm looking. And it's in there somewhere, so I won't make you waste time while I look for it, but I know it's in there. The key is, though, you have to have that option turned off or not selected in order to see it. Now, I could possibly try the search here and do Kai, and there it is. See, there's the Kyphotic. See, and that's the icon for sound. Okay, so that's all you really need. Then you can play it and you can hear the sound. Again, if the sound's going too fast, you may want to say playback speed. I right mouse here and say real time. And then I can hear the sound, or if I scrub it, and you can kind of get the right pace, you can understand what it's saying. And with that, you can then begin to time when things occur on your stage.